Welcome to I Heart Geek. And welcome to another episode of I Heart Geek, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 2.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about here. I'm Dub. I'm here with Christina, and I'm here with Skeeter, and I'm here with Tyler. Oh, this is gonna rock! This episode, guys. This episode. When I first started talking to people about it, I did underplay it a little bit, didn't I, Tyler?
You did.
Well,
set me up.
I think it's better to go into these not expecting a whole lot.
Right.
Because it gets to be, it's this. Let me say something real quick. This show is not WandaVision. It is not going to be WandaVision. This show is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. So let go of one and enjoy the other. That's to nobody in particular, but that's just a thought that we all had before. Because it's a different show, and it's very hard to have standards.
Yeah. Although there was one small connection in this episode.
Let us know when we get to it.
All right.
There is a lot to talk about today, and we're going to do this in the normal manner that we usually do this, where we do scene at a time, and I'll tell you what scene it is, and then we'll go for it. So, in this episode, we're going to start with scene 1. We get the small intro into John Walker, the new Captain America, and we didn't say it last time, but now we'll say it, U.S. agent. I've got to say this, when we finally get kind of introduced, he's not as much of a D-bag as we all thought he was going to be. Maybe he does later. But at this point, he seems like he's not that bad of a guy. And let's be honest, we all judged him because he shouldn't be wearing Cap's uniform. He's not a bad guy. He's done some stuff.
Yeah. He likes to tell us he's done some stuff.
I don't think he was really telling you.
Okay.
Okay, no, go ahead.
No, and maybe it's just that I'm basing a lot of my opinion, so I'm maybe picking up on stuff that isn't there, but based on his comic book persona. But he is very self-serving, and he was known for his false humility, and so to me it felt very false at the beginning, and then as the episode progresses, I see more of who I expect to see.
Okay, fair enough. Now, as you guys read the comic books, we were trying not to say it last week, but then it's everywhere on the internet. So this Captain America will eventually become the quote unquote hero named U.S. Agent, and U.S. Agent is authoritarianism gone wrong. Mm-hmm. I think that's the best. So that is what you're going to watch him really stepping into.
People like to liken him to the Punisher in the way he operates.
Mm-hmm. Which there's things that you're definitely going to enjoy, and there's things that you're definitely going to not like. And I like that this guy is not going to be a black and white.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then we also meet one Lamar Hoskins, who is also called Battlestar. And he was, in comic books, the 5th person to be Bucky. He was the first black Bucky. So he was the sidekick to Captain America. All in all, I thought this was exposition. Did anybody else get anything that I didn't get out of this first scene before? And this includes when he does the interview with in front of the high school.
He doesn't really seem to want to be in front of the cameras. He doesn't. It looks like he's uncomfortable with the whole being a figurehead for the government and everything.
Yeah,
that propaganda poster.
As well, he should be.
I think his interview was fake. I think it was just I hate Steve. He didn't come on the scene until I was in West Point, and I like to model myself after him, and oh, you were a puny little kid that got beat on and wouldn't allow yourself to be bullied, and
he was on the football team.
You fought for everything to get into the military, and were willing to sacrifice it all to be there so you could serve your country.
But once again,
Skeeter, you are singing my opera.
But he's not Steven. And I'm just playing the devil's advocate here, but you can't blame him for not being Steve.
Right. I know, right. And I would never do that because of the fact he's not, B, like the things that he said, I model myself after him. How does anybody do that? Remember,
Steve like a brother.
I'm going to take you right back, and we'll see how much he models himself after Steve. Pick up the hammer.
Oh, yes.
But it's not going to happen. So, I mean,
I know it's not, but I'm just saying
it is what it is, Okay, so let's move on to scene 2. Falcon and the Winter Soldier finally meet up. Before we get into the scene, they better go back to the old man and find out what's going on there, because I am in limbo with this.
Where'd it go?
If they wrote that out, I am pissed.
That's funny. I'm the same way about Sam's sister. Like that, everything that they set up in the first one, that's my only complaint. And maybe they will circle around back to it, but they've just kind of shined us on a little bit.
And I'm going to hope that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
But that just seems like a very weird build-up to just drop.
Maybe they'll bring her back.
Can I ask how long timeline-wise? Where are we at right now? Like
6 months after the blip.
Is this 6 months after
the blip? 6 months after the blip.
Yeah.
Okay, because
1 month after WandaVision.
This is about the same time that we watch. I think this is about the same time when we watch Homecoming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're right in that sweet spot right there. That's what I feel like this is. Let's be honest. Bucky was saying everything that Bucky said to Falcon was 100% what every person wanted to say to Falcon. You gave it up. You're scum for doing it. I have no sympathy for you.
Right.
Yep. Saying what we all were thinking.
Yeah. Every one of us.
Absolutely.
Well, I was a little more sympathetic, but I'm a girl.
Well, yeah, we discussed that last week. Look, go back and listen to the last episode, what we discussed about that. My feelings didn't change, and yes, I gotta say this, I am glad that he's regretting it now, because he's shutting people off that are talking about it. I'm like, no, you get to hear about this.
Yep, he's gonna catch it for a while from a lot of people,
and then when he gets it back, I don't know if I'm gonna feel like he's worthy to. Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The big 3. I loved this conversation. We saw this in the previews. What are the big 3s? Aliens,
androids,
and
wizards.
Aliens and wizards.
Yeah.
Does Doctor Strange count as a wizard?
Yeah.
Well, a sorcerer is a wizard without a hat.
There you go. That honestly, that's just such a fun little scene.
Yeah, it was a great scene.
And I love the one-upsmanship that starts happening here, and it's not going to stop for the rest of the show at all.
No.
Yeah.
It shouldn't.
No. Let's move on to scene 3, to plane. I love every time that these guys get in a plane now. This is
gosh,
the height of my love for Marvel. Fun scene, and I loved watching Sam string Bucky along to such and you could see him getting more and more upset as he went.
That's the goal.
He wanted to.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only way that Falcon will ever feel like he wins.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's going to be this is setting the standard. Honestly, this should have happened episode 1. I feel like episode 1 was kind of episode 0. Not by saying it's bad, but I feel like that was just a prequel to what we're dealing with.
Right. Dealing
Show
with
us who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that they shouldn't have waited a full episode to introduce them as a pair.
I think they did it on purpose. They wanted to give us a little bit of a back.
Yeah.
To where they're at now, and they're bringing kind of this whole Odd Couple feel together. We're getting this back and forth, which is awesome. This, we don't have this best friendy, hey, let's, go save the world together kind of a deal. They got their own ideas on how they're going to do it, and they fight their own battles. It's awesome.
As well they should, because that's who they are.
Yep.
And I find it ironic that they're going on about Sam having a plan, and then the episode's name is Star-Spangled Man with a Plan. Sam doesn't seem to have a plan.
Yeah.
I think he had somewhat.
He had an idea kind of what he's doing, but he's really just going in to get intel.
Yeah. He at least had a little more plan than I think Bucky did.
Well, he had a way to hit the ground softly.
And tell me something, how cool does Bucky's new arm look?
Yes.
Oh, right?
Yes.
With the black and gold, I'm like, oh, and it's so harkens back to Wakanda without it feeling like, hey, this is like African. It felt like Wakanda without being shoved down your throat.
Yeah.
Well, and they do that little throwback too, where Sam's like, "What do you think? You're the White Panther?" He's like, "No, I'm the White Wolf."
And that's a real thing, guys. Actually, look that one. They'll never mention it again, but look that one up because that's what what Black Panther called him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that really is kind of the definition of Bucky more than the Winter Soldier. He is the wolf.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, let's move on to the Flag Smashers. I'm liking these guys. First off, we have Carly Morgenthau, who is a gender-swapped character named Carl Morgenthau from the original comics. That was the Flag Smasher.
Flag Smasher. Okay.
So she's just the gender-swapped replacement. And honestly, this one doesn't bother me because it's not a character that has 300 years of history. I mean, he's got.
He doesn't show up very much in the comics at all.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't bother me because I don't feel like it's like, well, we can't do this because this character is built on this. Nobody cares about this character.
Well, and it's Erin Kellyman. She's just, I love her.
From what movie was she in?
Solo,
which we just talked about.
Yeah, we just talked about
on our Patreon episodes. Yeah. There's a whole lot of super soldier serum floating around.
Yes.
This leads to the question, where did this all come from? Because this killed everybody else before Steve. And then they destroyed it so that no one else would get it.
Might have a little clue to that later on in the episode.
Yeah, a little bit.
You think? Maybe? We'll get to that when we get to it on it. So they definitely did establish, they made it seem like they were sympathetic at first because they're stealing vaccines and medicines. And then you realize they're stealing. It's not necessarily to give to the people who can't. It's because they're stealing because they want the blip to happen again. They want half the world to die. They're the bad guys.
No.
Yes.
See,
if that was vaccines.
I totally didn't get that because they're being referred to as the Robin Hoods, that they said that the government's more concerned about the people, the returned and not the forgotten. So they're delivering vaccines to the refugee camps of the forgotten, the people that have been here that whole time.
No, I don't think so. I feel like this is people that enjoyed the way, that didn't enjoy, but got used to the way that the world was with half the people in it. And now that everyone's back, they're not happy about it because they have to give up their spots. People don't like that in general. Look through society, look through world history.
Yeah,
people
absolutely.
don't like that. So therefore, of course, they're heroes to these people that are.
Well, yeah, in some ways, to these people that are now getting these resources, they are more heroic to them than Captain America is.
But I mean, and I say, who says that they didn't have it? They just wanted more, and they didn't want the other people to have it.
Yeah.
So
how weird, though, that it's vaccinations. How a pro.
I think there's a big social play going on. I think they're going to. I don't know. I think they're going to use subtlety a lot more especially with things that people are watching, in a big way to kind of make these social call outs and very as subtle as possible. This one was, I don't know what, who they were taking them to, what their purpose was, or who they took them from. I mean, I don't think we're on that scene yet, but the text message that she got.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I'm not 100% convinced those are vaccines.
Yeah, that could be so. Going back, that could
somebody's
be
getting awfully angry about losing them vaccines.
Yeah, maybe one power broker, perhaps.
What kind of vaccine?
Yeah,
right. Or did they find a vaccine that actually makes the serum work? Like maybe they accidentally fell on something like that. That's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, which would be an awesome plot twist.
And again, we don't know the answers to this, guys. We are just speculating.
These are theories and suppositions.
Don't take any of this as spoilers. We don't know. This is just kind of what we're guessing on. And then again, like the fun of WandaVision, it could be nothing.
Could be totally nothing.
It could be
in that box.
It could be what is it? Flintstone vitamins and Benadryl.
Gummies. It's gummies.
Ooh, we're not talking about that one.
Star Wars multivitamin gummies.
Okay, let's see. We hit another fantastic action sequence on top of these trucks.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There goes that budget again.
They're definitely putting their money in the right places on this.
Coordination's so good too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's very interesting that they were getting their butts handed to them, and the new Captain America and Battlestar showed up, and then they held their own until they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they really did. So
he's real good with that shield. He's had it for what, 3 days?
As much as we like to complain about him, he's kind of legit.
Definitely, there's that strong indication that he's been training for a lot longer than when he actually received it.
Indications of something more sinister too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
given his history in the comics and who he deals with to get his super strength.
Mm-hmm.
I know in that interview when he first came out with Good Morning America, he shut her down pretty quick when she was talking about his physical abilities or attributes.
Yeah, but he definitely
dude's fishy.
He has there's something special about him in order to keep up with the Flag Smashers. We all know that they are ultra strong, they're fast.
Yeah. Super soldier.
Well, we're not sure on that, but yes, they've said it enough that we'll just say yes, it's the super soldiers. But in order to keep up with them, you can't keep up with them unless you have something special about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And both Battlestar and him were able to keep up better than Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Well, I feel like Falcon did better than Bucky, and then Falcon only got taken out of it because he saved Bucky.
Yeah,
like that's so that's just my opinion on it.
At one point, when U.S. agent tosses that shield at one of the Flag Smashers, he about flips Bucky's head off.
Yeah.
He has to duck.
Yeah.
I caught that immediately. I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
And
then when he caught the shield,
he didn't care.
Yeah.
No, when he caught the shield, he was like, "Okay," and he gives it back to him like very hesitantly. He gave it back to him. I was like, "Ooh,
oh yeah."
Are we upset about the loss of Ardu BB-8, Red Wing?
No.
You don't like Red Wing?
They were using it to spy on them. That's how they tracked them
to
where they were to fight those Flag Smashers.
But
they were
I'm starting to
them.
like. I warmed up between first and second episode of. I'm kind of liking this little droid. That's kind of getting his own character.
Yeah, he was fun.
They're gonna have to rebuild.
I considered it a character.
Yeah, they're gonna rebuild. I think.
Yeah, without the government. But yeah, that was like that. Really, for me, that was one of those moments that really showed William's character.
Mm-hmm.
When he was like, he made it clear that anything Falcon has doesn't belong to him.
The rise of the sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got Battlestar.
We've got a few that are showing up, and at the very end, if you want to avoid it, we're going to talk about what that is. I think we're going to be fine at this point because everyone seems to know at this point. But at the same time, some people don't read.
I know
at all.
Read them. They're worth it.
You actually really should. Let's see the new meetup when they're walking back to the airport and they get picked. Then Sam and Bucky get picked up by the new Captain America and Battlestar, and I gotta say, this is I'm starting. If you don't think about the future, don't think about what you know. When you're sitting there in that Jeep, he really, new captain, really seems like he wants to just get the job done. He's not
good actor.
Huh?
He's a good actor. I don't trust the dude. I do not trust the guy right now.
Even before they get into the truck, there's so much arrogance there. Like when Bucky's like, "Have you ever jumped on a grenade?" "Yes, actually 4 times. I have a special helmet made for it."
Well, you don't try to one up me if you're not willing for me to one up you right back.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would do the same thing in that. And yes, I'm a jerk. I know, but
well, now you see my hesitation with U.S. Agent.
Yeah, I think, he's all about, well, let's take him out. Let's go get him. And they're like, but he continues to, remind them that they were getting their butt whooped.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, dude, we're all 4 sitting here in the back of this Jeep riding back and none of us have a flag smasher with us. I mean, so I don't think anybody really won that except the flag smasher.
They did.
Because they ended up driving away and, U.S. Agent did a half tumble and roll down the highway. So I mean, they still
they didn't win by any stretch, but as I say, I feel like in this part, genuinely, they can be as arrogant as they want. They want to get the job done. If that means that Sam and Bucky are along and they can help, awesome. And if not, we're gonna roll over you to get there, but we are gonna get the job done. And I have respect for that, period. That's what you as citizens should want, because we need to get this done.
But as citizens,
I don't care what the personality is.
But as citizens, I don't know what job he's trying to get done, and that's what concerns me every single time with him.
Yeah, I feel like he's doing. Unless we're gonna catch the top secret stuff later, I feel like he's doing the job that is supposed to be. He's taking down the flag smashers, which before 2 weeks or before the week before, no one knew who they were except for little pockets of people. So they're trying to get it done. So yes, they have recon on them. We know that because Diego did all that stuff. And by the way, I think he's gonna be the one that's gonna rebuild Red Wing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go up to...
that was your little connection, too, to WandaVision.
Oh, go ahead.
The license plate on the back of one of the trucks. They are the exact same letters as the front of Wanda's rental car.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Yeah. That's trippy.
I don't know why that would be in there. But
don't...
Beyond
one thing I'm learning, don't read too much into anything, but Easter eggs are fun.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's head up to... let's see, scene 6, and that is the resistance is building. This is what we were talking about earlier. There are people that liked the pre-blip or liked the blip, and their hero, they're it's starting to go into folklore, how the popularity of them. And at this point, no matter what evil they do, the story is going to be how they're heroes and they're doing the right thing. I think that's what they're really trying to say on this part.
Well, I think that's the definition of a really good villain. And I think we talked about that last week, is that what they're doing, they believe in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Very, very few of our brilliant villains are people that are just bad to be bad.
Yeah. Well, like when she gets the text, which we'll talk about in 1 second, after the text, she is distraught. And then I don't know what they were chanting, one world or something. And then her countenance just changed because she believes in this 100%. This is her religion.
Mm-hmm.
One world, one people.
One world, one. And she just, her whole countenance, she goes into, that mode of almost like a ecstasy of this is all there is to it.
Right.
Let's talk about the text. What do you think Carly stole. Was it maybe the super duper soldier secret serum? I was trying to get that out, and it
might have something to do with that.
I think
I
that's what everything's about.
Or was it the soldiers themselves? Because
Maybe.
She's got a lot of them there. Look at the guy that we very briefly meet, and then we have a very emotional loss.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in just a second because that's kind of important. But with the my question, I don't think it's the soldiers themselves, because yes, we see her as the leader, but I think that they really think of themselves as a commune, that no one's a leader.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of feels how they're portraying themselves. So I don't think she stole. You could ever say she stole the soldiers
unless she rescued them.
Yeah, that's possible.
Like, because anybody that is a super soldier, with the rare exception of Captain America, they went through torture and,
Yeah.
But is this the same person that jumped out of the bank?
No.
Okay, so then obviously maybe we have two warring sides. Maybe we have that person that's breaking down the banks and doing all of that stuff, and then we have this opposite side of the flag smashers that's more for the people, that's more for this, and not the monetary side and all of that. So maybe that's this leader that's like, you stole from me, and by taking super soldiers, taking this vaccine or whatever she's now taken and loaded up and took off with, maybe that's something else.
So staying on this scene, I know Tyler's kind of into this text message. Staying on the scene without looking forward, what do you think the whole text message is?
Well, you got them basically running from power brokers, goons. Mm-hmm. Whether power brokers an organization or one person in this, who knows where Marvel's going with that, but they're running from them. One of them clearly, sacrifices himself to save the others.
Yeah.
I will kill you. They're very upset, or he is very upset.
Yeah.
I'm basically under the impression that whatever they're doing, whatever they're feeling, it's all going to go against the power broker.
Yeah.
It's possibly something within our government.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to develop super soldiers.
We're going to get into that
or a faction
towards the
that
end,
broke off. Okay, so they see a more Robin Hood-esque thing that they could do, a goal in mind, and they broke off from what the U.S. government, power broker, whoever is wanting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see. They're leaving it pretty vague,
which I'm glad.
Very vague. Very.
Are we going to see Sharon next week or not? Sorry.
Yes.
I hope so. I apologize. Yes, we don't get to see Sharon again this episode. Anyway, let's go with scene 7, The Forgotten Super Soldier. This is one Isaiah Bradley, who in another Earth, which is Marvel 616. We're in 619, by the way, if you were curious. Normally, but the 616, he was the first Black Captain America. Really interesting character. Interesting what they're doing here with who was it that was saying about what he was based on here?
The Tuskegee study.
Yeah.
Which is where they did a whole bunch of scientific studies on African Americans and told them they had cures for things that they didn't. And I mean, what a great way to experiment the serum on unsuspecting people.
But whatever they did on him, it worked.
It worked.
So that tells you one thing, because he wasn't even written into the comics till 2003. So they've never had another super soldier serum that has ever worked completely. He's the first we've ever heard of one working. So guess what that means? That then all this serum that comes from the government, and they've just had it hidden away a lot better than we thought. So okay, talk about the grandson. Who wants to spill it?
Was it Elijah? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Eli Bradley, and he is the Patriot. So that's now our third.
Yes, we have. We're setting up for the Young Avengers.
Absolutely.
And they're doing it slow enough that I'm kind of happy about it, because this either goes to phase 5 or this will be at the end of phase 4. This might be the last thing that they introduce before the next phase.
Yeah, no, and so far I've been impressed with the people that they're picking. Like I so it feels like, because he's come across as really strong characters so far. So
yeah. Okay, let's go up to scene 8. Back to the psychology room. Okay, the captain is now a tool. I take back everything I said. He's not cool. He's a tool.
On whose order?
Mine.
Yeah, and that, like, come on, bro.
The way he did that was like, dude, I want to punch you in the face. And that is literally a decision that was made right there. Okay, at this point, everyone's gonna hate him now. We made him so he might be okay, but no, I think we're done.
I don't think he was okay.
I
wasn't vibing with him.
I never really had the issue that y'all did, but after that was just like, okay, you're gross, dude. You are every bully I ever met in high school.
I think he likes that power, you know.
But who wouldn't?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Steve.
But I don't think in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Right.
Now go ahead.
I was gonna say the scene between Bucky and Sam is so exquisitely brilliant.
Yeah. Uncomfortable and
when she's like, blink. I just about died. Even though I'd seen it in the previews, it just killed me.
Now, unfortunately, this will be the last time we see the Doctor, and that makes me sad, because I love the chemistry she has with everybody, especially with Bucky. But every time you see her in a scene, she just knows how to get that chemistry going with people. It's really,
she's good.
And according to IMDb, she only gets 2 episodes, so we're done with the Doctor.
Oh, so that's not even speculation. She's gone, huh?
Yep.
Oh, that's.
And to make. But it does make sense, because you can't have Bucky tied up having to do his meetings all the time. we got to get to business.
Yes. Could have been interesting. Yeah. Be back at Tunisia on a mission. Hold on, guys.
I'm gonna get arrested again.
I love how deep it went, though. How quickly it went deep with him when his issue wasn't so much with Sam as it was with him, because if Steve was wrong about you, he's wrong about me.
That line just broke me.
It did me too. It was, and the delivery.
Yeah, that was the power. Like that right there kind of summed up like probably what a lot of people were thinking. Like, how did you actually feel about, him giving up the shield? Like, wow, in one line, they summed that whole thing up. Like, he had faith in you. He trusted in you, and you gave it away. What does that say about me? Like, wow.
And that's when Sam got mad and decided to end it.
Yep.
Because he could not answer to that.
And he knew he had something there.
Yep.
It also points back to Bucky's healing too. A lot of his self-healing and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he just threw a wrench in that.
Yep.
Once Sam gave up that shield.
Yeah. That one, even look back, both times I watched this, it was just like, it hit me the same way both times.
It's a gut punch, absolutely.
And the gut punches on this one seems a lot different than what we've seen, even WandaVision or even last episode. It's like, it's not like painful, but it's profound. If that makes sense.
Yes, I agree. You just I think we've all felt that at some point in our life. So I think it was more personal in a lot of ways, and more human. And I think that's the thing is, Wanda had some great moments, but this had an exquisitely human moment, and we've all felt that at some point in our life.
Yeah. It's very rare that a TV show will be able to make you have introspection like that.
Yeah.
Because we've all hit that at some point in our life, whether we wanted to admit it or not. And I guarantee 50% of the country that was watching this started thinking about that. And like, well, yeah, no, I've looked up to this guy, and this guy turned out to suck. What does this say?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Interesting way of doing it.
I think New Cap bailed him out too because he needs Bucky around for something.
Well, it goes back to, it wasn't so much a little bit of Bucky, but Falcon, because he wants to make him a sidekick again. That line, that's going back a little bit. That line, I'd like to have Cap's wingman backing me up.
Oh, yeah. that made me
he
so
was just
angry.
a wingman. Just a wingman.
Yeah.
No. He was so much more.
And what does that say about Battlestar?
Right? Replaceable.
Mm-hmm.
Fully.
In his eyes.
Yeah. So, and then, let's talk about, the meeting at the Jeep. I thought that was a fantastic ending to that. With the way they separated, and it wasn't necessarily on bad terms, but it was just, if you see us, stay out of our way. And that was the crux of U.S. Agent.
And it sounded more menacing than that to me.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's just
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just my distrust of this guy. But
stay the hell out of my way is what he said.
It sounded like a threat,
And Falcon was more like, we can operate a little more autonomously, so I don't think we're not going to work with you. And that made him angry. You could see him tense up when Falcon said that. And as they're walking away, he's like, okay, then stay the hell out of my way.
Yep.
Well, he tried everything. That was the end of the rope. And he's like, okay, well, there's nothing I can say now.
But yeah, because they're not going to bow down to him and worship him like he wants everybody to. So.
Again, I mean, personality flaws aside, he does want to get the job done no matter what.
Yeah, but the question goes back to whose job?
His job.
Yeah, but for which government?
with whatever the government would have commanded Steve to do, they commanded him to do.
And that was his MO in the comics too. I mean, he went and got the job done, but as they showed on the top of the truck, he'll whip out that pistol in a heartbeat. He's a far cry from Steve Rogers.
And he's also very, very self-serving, and he has a history of sabotaging other heroes to get his way and get his recognition. So,
and with everybody's hatred here of U.S. Agent, I'm saying this: I'm looking forward to the first episode of U.S. Agent. I will be watching it like I'm watching Punisher.
Oh, absolutely! He's a brilliant character.
He's going to be such a fun anti-hero.
I don't want the guy to go away anytime soon. Yeah, fills my night with entertainment.
My best villain. I love to hate. Yeah, yep, exactly. Those are the best villains.
Okay, let's go to scene 9. Let's ask the first question we need to ask. Who's the power broker? If you're an avid comic reader like myself, you're going to be very excited because once again, we can say it. He's a mutant.
Yep.
In the X-Men universe.
And now that you brought this up, I mean, I'm thinking that, if he's a mutant and he's from that, if we don't have super soldier serum, what do we have?
You can't compete.
We have MGH, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have MGH running around and somebody's stealing it, then that's where the power broker's playing.
Yeah.
I think Thaddeus Ross is involved in this. Keep hearing that name thrown around a lot.
You are dying to have some Red Hulk action happening at some
Thaddeus
point.
Thunderbolt Ross.
I'm not gonna. I don't think it's gonna happen in this. No. But a lot of people want it to happen, and I'd like to see Thunderbolt Ross show up. For a lot of nefarious reasons, I want to see it happen.
I mean, he's around.
Yeah, he's been around since Iron Man 1.
He's Secretary of State now or something.
I don't know. I can't keep track. Yeah, I have trouble remembering our own government, let alone the fictional one.
At least when the Accords went down, he was something up there.
Yeah. Let's see. The ideological zealotry of the Flag Smashers is on full display. This guy gave up his life like it was nothing. And a super soldier at that. Mm-hmm. Like it was nothing. Gave a hug. Okay, later. not a second thought. And this is kind of the brainwashing we were talking earlier when they were, one world. This is scary. This is the kind of stuff you can't win against. This is why I'm trying to walk on eggshells here, but religious wars go on for hundreds and hundreds of years because and those are always the bloodiest wars. You can't change somebody's mind on their beliefs.
Right.
You can change people's minds on ideas, and you can, make someone lose their ideals. You can't change their beliefs. And this is everything. It's kind of, honestly, this part made me uncomfortable. When I really looked deep into it, it made me uncomfortable because
it makes sense though if someone like Power Broker was involved in how they got their abilities and everything, because it would most likely be some sort of program, much like Bucky was put in.
Mm-hmm.
That he was brainwashed and mind wiped and all kinds of bad things going on.
Okay, so let me with you saying that, I'm going to say maybe I was wrong, Christina. You might have been right. Maybe they did save soldiers, but again, why they look at her as Power Broker, we're pretty sure that's who it is.
Yeah.
Would look at her as the leader who you took this from me.
Because I think for me,
it's a lot to think about.
If she is the one that rescued them, whether she wants to be a leader or not, she's going to be on some level their hero. And we all know, we've seen it time and time again in comic books and soldiers, you sacrifice for your heroes.
And that's what we're seeing. Like you're seeing this person and that's where I'm getting kind of this two path thing here.
Yeah.
You've got maybe two separate sides. These people are on this side over here that are like working to strengthen people, to where this person over here is doing all of the bank robberies, the government stuff, the whatever. So, I mean, we kind of have this two nature thing.
Yeah.
Because of that, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like there's some people that are against them, just kind of in the same way that there were some people that were against the Avengers, after, the whole Sokovia Accords thing, people didn't want the Avengers around. People didn't want that anymore. So what did they do? And then the blip came because of what? Why did the blip happen?
The Avengers.
The Avengers.
Blame the Avengers.
Right. So now that we have this team of whatever they are going out there, grabbing these things and trying to get it back to the way it was, or changing it, whatever. I don't know. It's just, there's too many secrets. It's almost too early on to speculate where we're at. Yeah. But they're doing such a good job with keeping us on the edge of our seat every episode. Like I find myself watching the entire credit line, hoping for some type of hint or clue, watching in those little clippings and snips in the actual credits. If you watch those, you get a lot of stuff out of that. A lot.
And I hadn't thought about there being two factions of Flag Smashers until we started talking. That makes for a whole lot more interesting of a show.
Yeah, that's an angle I never took.
And now I'm going to be thinking about that. And if they do go that way, that's brilliant. Yeah. Because that way you have the Carly Morgenthau faction, and they're bad guys, but they're not as bad of guys. Yeah. And then the Power Broker side, they're all evil because they are just brokering war.
Right. Well, and I just remember this. If you go back to the safe house, there's Hauser stickers in the safe house. And Harry Hauser, the Hauser Report, he's the one that is very vocal about Sam. And he actually worked with U.S. Agent to trick Sam into giving up the shield.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
I'm sorry I forgot that, but yes.
How did you forget that? That's...
I did not catch that.
I didn't catch that. That changes everything. The Flag Smashers are government run, at least the Power Broker side.
Power Broker is involved with the U.S. government. I'm telling you, and I think I know we're going to mention I know we're going to mention his name in a second, but I think power brokers are big bad.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, let's do this, and I'm going to do something because I have to be the one that edits this. We're scene 10. What the are you kidding me? Oh my God! So now the good. Okay, I'm sorry I got that out, and I hope you enjoy the guitar solo. So we're teaming with Zemo now, huh? I did not see this coming,
but that's what it looks like.
Did anyone see this coming? Don't lie. Nobody saw that coming.
No.
I had the suspicion. I didn't really think.
Shut up! You did not.
No, not with Sam and Bucky though.
Okay.
I was thinking Zemo's going to team up with either New Cap in some way, covertly in the shadows.
Yeah.
Or because Zemo he's smart. He's manipulative. He'll get what he wants. So yeah, this is going to be something now.
I apologize for the outburst. I couldn't help it.
It was perfect. I'm so proud. No, but a fun fact. So a fun fact is Zemo's in cell 2187. And if you're a Patreon subscriber, and we've done the New Hope and all of that, that's Leia's cell 2187. And
that is so freaking cool.
And is it like almost a foreshadow that he's going to be broken out?
That they're going to have to because they're not going to let him out anyway.
I don't think they're just going to let him have that relation.
He's not. Sam's not U.S. agent. He can't go and make the rules.
Right.
This guy.
Yeah, this guy.
He's not going to be able to get through the red tape.
Yucky, sticky red tape.
That was an ending, guys. Okay, so let me ask this because we haven't done this on this. What are you hoping to see next week? Let's start with Tyler on this one.
Just more elaboration on this possible Zemo team up. Obviously,
very good.
The big points. Let's get a little more uncovered about Power Broker.
Yeah,
the organization or the guy.
Christina,
that's really it.
Absolutely. I am loving this idea of two factions of the Flag Smashers. And I want to see that grow and develop. And I would love to see, but this is also, I just absolutely love her as an actress. I would love to see that faction be the one that actually teams up with Falcon and Winter Soldier. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. Do I want it to happen? Yes, I do.
Fair enough. Skeeter?
So I kind of hope to see a little bit more, kind of get a little deeper into our thoughts on the factions, two different sides. I want to hear the conversation.
Yeah,
I want to see this conversation between Zemo and Winter Soldier and Falcon, because at the end, the last time we see Zemo, where's he at? He's sitting, he's getting talked off the ledge from Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's where we're at. He's getting ready to end it all because of why? For what reason? So maybe it's time for redemption. Maybe it's time for him to say, okay, this is what I know, because he knows a lot. He's got a lot up in that noodle. But at the same time, he's manipulative. He can control things, and he knows Train Depot, all the words that can, to Bucky. So this could go a lot of different ways. But I'm intrigued to I'm intrigued to see the governmental militaristic side of our buddy. U.S. agent, because that's the thing he's playing on.
Yeah.
He's playing on that huge, and I don't know. I'm anticipating something good though.
Very good. I want to see U.S. agent. I want to see him take another step towards being who he becomes. Which I say, I'm going to be happy when he goes there. No, I'm not going to be happy with the story because I'll be upset. But at the same time, I'm so excited to see it. I want to see which if it is two factions, I want to see which faction of the Flag Smashers are working for the government, which I think they'll be the more evil one, whichever one that is.
Typically.
Because it's, they'll be Hydra again. Hey, Marvel, let's stop repeating our storylines. That was for all the Marvel fanboys out there. I love you. I'm so excited to just keep this going. And this is not for next week, but by episode 6, I want to see at least the genesis of Young Avengers show up.
Right.
The groundwork's been laid. They can at least have a genesis. And I want to see Sharon next week.
Yes.
I want to see Sharon.
Yes.
She's coming.
Yeah. And I want to know what happens with the old guy and Sam's sister. I just need to.
That's probably going to circle back by episode 6 because I don't think they can. And back home,
And bring and maybe bring Isaiah back around is something I want to see.
Yeah, I feel like there's more to that story.
I think he is definitely going to be making another appearance. He on IMDb he is scheduled for more than one episode. So that's not spoilers, but
you read ahead.
No, I was looking to see who it was. I was looking to see who it was. So that's a show, guys. Go to our Patreon and subscribe because we have so much content for you. It's amazing. If I do say so myself, we're new content every week, and who else gives you that? Go to our website, www.iheartgeekshow.com. Use the com. We paid extra for it. Go to our Facebook, like, subscribe, comment, talk to us. We love talking back. Talk to us on the Discord. I think that's it. Am I missing anything, guys? No.
I believe so.
Okay, until next time, I'm Dub. I'm here with Christina the Cheeky Chi. I'm here with Skeeter, and I'm here with Tyler. Keep on geeking on, guys, and we will see you next week on this one.
You have been listening to the latest episode of the iHeart Geek Show. Make sure you visit our website at www.iheartgeekshow.com. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you check us out on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And keep on geeking on to all of you geek rock stars.